Mhm. Hello, my name is Washika Reese. My story is on should transgender athletes compete in women's sports. This story you see on your screen is about a transgender female competing in the NCAA swim team against cis women. Here's the backstory. Lil Thomas, who you see on the screen, attended the University of Pennsylvania and was on the swim team. Thomas previously competed for the men's swimming team at the University of Pennsylvania, posting the 32nd fastest out of his ranking. So from 2018 to 2019, he ranked 65 out of 554 of his male colleagues in the 500-yard and 200-yard freestyle. Thomas has dominated many, but not all, of the swimming races in which when she transitioned to Leah, she competed against cisgender women in 2022. So when she transitioned and started to compete in women's sports on the women's swim team, she competed against the cisgender women, and she recently set 4 school records in a single meet and won the 500-yard freestyle competition in March of 2022, becoming the first Division I transgender NCAA champ. Let's see. So here's the current policy on this. So the U.S. Department of Education currently policy under the Title IX includes protection against sex discrimination, sexual orientation, gender identity, and sex characteristics. The final regulation, which states effect on August 1st, 2024, requires schools to address all forms of sex-based harassment and discrimination, including those faced by transgender students. So, the background about Title IX. Title IX was initially created to address sex-based discrimination against women and to promote gender equality in education. The primary focus was on ensuring that women had equal opportunities in education program and activities, including sports and receiving federal funding. So over time, the court ruling and policy from the Department of Education have expanded the scope of the Title IX to include protection against discrimination based on gender identity, extended its protection to transgender students. So some of the some of the strength that the policy has that I read up on is that they broke it down into like state laws for them to vote on how would they ban transgender women for competing in women's sports or on the school level. So the state law, the state law stated at least 24 U.S. states have enacted laws that limit or ban transgender women and girls from participating in women's sports at the school level. These laws very widely reflect ongoing debates. The state of Alabama is one of the states that ban on transgender women for competing from competing in women's sports. You have different it's different subdivision when it comes to sports. So you have your International Olympics Committee, you have your NCAA, that's the National College Athletic Association. You have their policy on it, and you also have the NAIA, the National Association of Intercollegiate Athletes, and of course the state law. So this one of the strengths, how they broke down, they have like different settings that make up, they have different here's the breakdown, and this was one of the strengths. The current policy regarding transgender athletes competing in women's sports, it varies across different organizations. So like I said before, so the different organizations are like on the Olympic level, the NCAA, which is the National College Athletes Association, and the NAIA is the National Association of Intercollegiate Athletes. And then, of course, the state law, which, you know, ban, which they also vote on a school level. So each division have their own level of competition that either approve or disapprove on the transgender. Now, one of the weakness I would say is that the policy related to transgender athletes in the sports remains to be unresolved in certain areas. The Department of Education is still trying to finalize specific regulation for the athletes, which creates uncertainties in how schools handle participation in transgender athletes. So in conclusion, as a social worker, I feel like the social worker role is to assist with the development and enforcing policy that promotes a safe environment for all students, athletes under the Title IX. And that's it.